going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Knock Stiff Golf. It's morning time. I haven't showered or anything like that, but today we're going to go through my day. Sunday morning, almost 8 o'clock now. We had another earthquake of 5.1, woke everybody up. While the wife and kid are still sleeping, I am coming down here to get some work done. But first, like everybody else, I need some coffee. So I got my coffee. I still look like a mess because I haven't done anything today. And I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys through what I'm thinking today. Today is Sunday morning. I got a lot of stuff going on right now in my life. A lot of good things, a lot of questionable things that I'm just trying to figure out. And one thing I always notice when life gets very hectic is my diet just goes to crap. I just let it go because I'm so busy doing everything else. I wake up early, I work on stuff, the same excuses we all have. So what I did last year that kind of reset me and I thought was really a benefit to my health was I did a 5-day water fast. And I'll actually link the Medium article that I wrote about it and another article that I found that kind of is going to help me this time be a little bit more prepared. So there's a lot of benefits to fasting that we'll go through later, but it's more about kind of resetting your system and showing yourself that you're capable of making a hard choice and sticking to it. I did it last year and it was hell for the first 24 hours. I just wasn't prepared. I didn't do it properly. And so I did it without coffee as well, which is something that I drink about every day. So I had those caffeine withdrawals. I had basically carbohydrate withdrawal, and it was awful. I was sick, throwing up, headaches, all the things that you don't want to have happen to you. But, I didn't prepare, so that's what I had to go through. So this time I'm going to be a lot more prepared, and I'm going to start it tonight at about 5 p.m. So that means I'm going to eat dinner, be done, and then I'll eat again Friday night at around 6 p.m. So tonight I'm gonna have a nice high fatty meal. I'm gonna have a New York steak, some vegetables, and as soon as I'm done eating, that'll be it for 5 days.
So the first thing you're probably wondering is, what does fasting have to do with golf? This is a golf channel at the end of the day. I'm doing this to kind of increase my mental toughness out on the golf course, or in golf in general. Golf is a long game. In terms of it takes a while to get better, especially as you're lowering your handicap. Those little incremental improvements take a while. It's really like when you're stuck at a certain handicap, a lot of us, especially when you get lower, right now I'm sitting at a 5-ish. To get down to that 3 is actually gonna take a lot of work. And when you look at somebody that's a 20 and they say they wanna get down to a 15, that's relatively simple. In theory, is cutting out a few mistakes and maybe not hitting driver on every hole that you think you need to hit driver. There's very simple answers to those, but when you get down to a 5 to a 3 or 3 to scratch, it's more about planning and being resilient when it comes to what you need to do. It requires the longer practices or smarter practices, and it requires mental toughness out on the course. When you get to that level, you have the capabilities to birdie several holes in a row, and which most higher handicappers don't have that talent. But in order to do that and get those maybe 3 birdies in a row, 4 birdies, set 5, whatever it may be, it requires a mental focus that most players don't have. My natural instinct is when I get 2 birdies in a row, for instance, then I start thinking about the third. I think, well, statistically, I'm not likely to get a 3rd birdie in a row. Why is that? Well, because it's rare to get 2 birdies in a row, and it would be even more rare to get 3 birdies in a row. And then it kind of gets exponential from there. So it's changing the way you think, and the only way you can do that is by getting a better control of your mind and stopping those kind of thoughts before they happen. Or it's letting them happen and knowing that that's not the correct way to think and stopping those thoughts right there. So this has kind of been inspired by this audiobook that I'm listening to right now, and it's David Goggins, and it's Can't Hurt Me. He was a Navy SEAL. He went through such a tough life to get where he is, and then he wanted to make his life harder in essence. He got into ultra marathons and running insane distances, and the story of him running 100 miles when he hadn't probably ever run 25 miles before is absolutely crazy. But he talks about this concept of callousing your mind, and when you callous your mind, you're putting yourself through tough things so that you get used to that and you're able to handle those better. And so I really want to get to that point, even on a smaller scale, where let's say I triple bogey a hole in a tournament. I don't want that to destroy my round because I'm mentally weak, and when I do that, I'm like, oh, I gotta get 3 birdies to get back those 3 strokes I just lost. That's not a mindset you want to be in, and so I need to change how I think, especially out on the golf course. And so this is just something that I can do to help improve that. So when it comes to fasting, there's basically 3 benefits that I'm looking forward to acquiring after I'm done. It's an increase in self-discipline is the first one. We've kind of touched on this earlier, but when you have to struggle and put up a fight to complete something that you really don't want to, you kind of level up in the sense that you can apply that to all aspects of your life. Life is full of tough things that you have to do, and so the more you get used to doing those, the easier they get to some extent. The second thing is autophagy. So autophagy is just the fancy word for your body's self-cleansing system for damaged and older cells. So there's been a lot of research into this with cancer prevention, and all of the benefits there will be listed in the link below. So the third thing is just simply weight loss. Over the holidays, I've probably packed on 5 additional pounds that I didn't have due to just overindulgence during the holidays. And so I want to get rid of that and just be able to come into the spring in a little bit better shape than I would have. So it's kind of all of those benefits combined are the reasons why I'm doing this. All right, guys, well, I just walked in the door from a practice. I'm 4.5 hours into the fast. We're gonna get it going for a few days, 120 hours. We'll see how it goes when I'm done. So thank you guys for tuning in again. Like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know if you guys have ever done any kind of fasting or have any questions about it. I'd be happy to answer them. So thanks for tuning in again, and I'll see you guys next time.